Hi, my name is Jen. Thanks for clicking on this video. On this channel, I talk about parenthood. We do cloth diapers and floor beds, and really my goal is to show other families that there are alternative ways to do things, that we don't have to do things just because that's how everyone else is doing it, especially if it doesn't feel right for you. So I truly hope to just help other families learn about alternative ways to do things and just do whatever feels right for you and your family. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, I would love it if you subscribed for more videos. In today's video, I'm going to talk about things that I am going to be doing for baby number 2. So I will also be doing a second video about things that I don't want to do for baby number 2. I'm not pregnant. This is just to help me remember when we do have another baby, the things that I did with our son that I just loved, as well as to share my experience with other families so that they can see another experience and what things worked for someone else. So let's get into it. I have my list down here like I always do. So if I'm looking down, these are in no particular order, just kind of as I thought of them. So the first thing on the list that I want to do with baby number 2 is to read. Like from the very beginning, just having books be a part of like our play, and have a books be right where all the toys are, and just to read every single day. I found it to be so fun and just a great thing with our son. Right now he's 14 months old, and I swear he goes and wants to read books more than like any of his other toys. Like we spend so much of our day just reading our books, and he's just really interested, and it's just really fun. And I just think as he grows, that's going to be a really helpful thing to have him love books. So I definitely want to do that with our second baby. The next thing is baby sign language. So I started that with him I started doing the sign for milk like right away, but more of like the other signs, like more and all done. He knows like so many now, and it's so fun because he can't really talk yet, but he can communicate so much through the signs that he does know. And so going back to the books as well, he knows like bird or fish, and so we can like talk about stuff in the book, and he can talk about it too because he knows the signs. So it's just really fun and honestly really helpful, especially with like eating, when they can say all done or more, or when he wants milk. Just little things like that is just really helpful, and I'm really glad we did it, and I want to do it next time. So next thing on my list is cloth diapering. I have had no regrets at all. I love cloth diapering. It honestly doesn't feel like any more effort to me, and it saves so much money. Like if I had to buy diapers all the time, I don't know, it saves so much money. It's so nice. It is a cost up front, but it didn't feel like that big of a deal. Like you're already buying so many baby things. It's really not that much extra money, and you're not like stockpiling on the other diapers. So it's kind of like not that much of a difference. So I definitely want to do cloth diapers for baby number 2. I might even be able to just, if he's potty trained, then I can just use the same ones. And I think we might even have enough to be able to do it with both babies at the same time if we needed to. So next thing on my list is bed sharing. I have done this from day one with my son as well. I did a whole video on sleep without sleep training, so I can link that if you're interested in how that kind of has worked for our family. But I love it, and I definitely want to continue that with baby number 2. It has made night wakings so much easier. My son is still waking up multiple times throughout the night, but it's honestly not that big of a deal because we're just in bed. So anyways, I love it, and that's definitely something that I'm going to be doing with baby number 2. Next thing on my list is to nurse to sleep. I think that gets a bad rep, and I think that nursing to sleep is like the most amazing thing ever because it's like the easiest thing. So a lot of parents try to fight it, but it's like that's what's biologically normal for your baby, and so it's just the easiest thing. And I honestly wish that I did it more when he was younger. He does it more now, but for a period of time, I thought that I shouldn't be doing that. And so I would do, you know, the eat, play, sleep cycle. And so then I wouldn't be feeding him to sleep. And then so we used a binky, which is totally fine. But I just love nursing to sleep, and I'm definitely going to do that for my second baby, and probably like be doing it from the very beginning. The next thing that I'm going to be doing with baby number 2 is to start solids based on the signs of readiness and not based on age. So I know they say at 6 months is when your baby can start solids. Some people, pediatricians, even say 5 months. But what we did with our son was to just follow the signs of readiness. So can they sit up unassisted on their own? Are they able to bring toys and, you know, their hands to their mouth? What's the other ones? Oh, no more that reflex where they stick out their tongue. I can't think of it right now. There's a few other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, but I'd say like being able to sit up on their own and just having like an interest in food when you're eating are like the things that I look for, and I definitely want to do that with baby number 2 as well. Another thing that I want to do is also related to food, and that is instead of using like baby oatmeal or baby purees, fruit and vegetables as baby's first food, I want to do like liver, bone broth, and egg yolks as their first food. That's what I do with my son, and it's just so nutritious and great for them. And I feel like it's really helped him as he's gotten older prefer things like proteins and meats, and that is just something that's really important to me and I think is very healthy for him. So I definitely want to continue that with baby number 2. Okay, the next thing on my list, kind of switching gears to clothes and kind of just like prepping for them to be here, is I did a lot of thrift clothes with him, a lot of like going to Once Upon a Child. That was like my main store. I did a little bit of ThredUp, but honestly that's more expensive still. So I can't recommend like doing thrift shopping for baby's clothes enough, because honestly I would like come home with like a pile of so many clothes for $20, and I think like that's like the price of one baby outfit in some places. And so you can find some really good like H&M, Zara, some more organic cotton items, just cute, sweet, like, and it just makes their wardrobe fun and like kind of like eclectic and just from like different places, and it's just like a fun thing. I don't know, I really enjoyed when I was pregnant as well, like going to the thrift shop every like, you know, month or two and kind of just getting a few different things and then like looking what I needed more of. And I don't know, it just saved so much money. And so whatever I need more of that I can't reuse for my son, I definitely am going to do, go to the thrift shop first, because that has been amazing. The second thing, or not the second thing, I don't even know what number we're on, but another thing that I want to do with the second baby that I did with our first is baby wear. I did this from like probably starting around like 3 or 4 weeks old, and I just did it until, I don't even know, maybe like 10 months old or something. We still do it every once in a while, but not as much, especially once he's started like crawling. Well, I guess I'd say once he started walking. We didn't do it as much, but especially in those newborn days, we had the wrap, the Solly wrap, and then we also had an Ergo Baby, and it's just so amazing and so helpful. And I can imagine even more so when I'm gonna have 2 babies, that it'll just be so helpful. So I loved it. I mean, making dinner, they're just right there. And so I guess I didn't add that to my list, but another thing we're gonna do that kind of goes with that is we didn't use any baby containers. So having the wrap is really helpful, because sometimes babies don't want to just be put down on the ground while you're cooking dinner or whatever, and I wouldn't put him in like a swing or a bouncer or anything like that. So the baby carriers were just really helpful and very necessary, and definitely doing that again. And the last thing I have on my list is naked tummy time. So this might sound a little bit weird. I don't know if other people do this, but probably not every single day, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, I would just give him one of his tummy time sessions, usually after his first nap. I would just lay, what would I do? I'd put down we had like a little gather mat that I'd put down, so a waterproof mat, and then I put down like a towel and then like a softer like blanket over the top of that. And this was before he could crawl or anything, so he wouldn't really go off of that like waterproofed area that I made for him. And I just found like, as I didn't start doing this till probably 4 months old, but as soon as I started doing it, like I saw him getting up like and bringing his knees under him and just moving in different ways. I feel like he could just feel with his body a lot more what was going on, and it just helped him, I feel like, develop a lot of those like skills to get him to crawling. And plus, I mean, I just feel like it's good for them to have some time where they're not like in their diaper and just let their body breathe and stuff like that. So I'm definitely wanting to do that with our second baby. And that is all of my things. I'm sure I'm like kind of thinking of a few more things as I'm saying this list, but I don't want to be like, I don't want to go into too much detail and talk about too many things, because I feel like I could just go on and on. But those are the main things that I have on my list that I want to remember when I look back on our next baby, as well as just, I feel like, is some valuable information and ideas for other families. So if you have any questions about anything that I mentioned, like any specifics or anything like that, go ahead and leave them a comment and I'll answer them. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't, and like this video if you found anything helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.